Alright then. Where to?
So we're on our way to Oceania, Port Bridal Haven. So we got a bit of time on the Gauntlet Runner. We're going to head to hand our head in, I guess, even though we didn't get a head. We're supposed to get the head of a monster. One thing we unlocked last time was the ability to make food without it taking up time. So we'll make this literally the most amazing. Oh no, I can only make one though.
Alright.
Isn't that a dish from Hesme's home village? I'll go get him.
Understood. Knowing that...
This is just going to be literally the same as last time, is it not? Yeah. Okay, so that'll come in handy. And now we are... Oh, look. I love how Hesme is just on the roof. Let's talk to Stroll, get some courage.
Now then.
Two-handed, one-handed katanas. Swords have all sorts of shapes and uses. Double-sided swords are especially designed to utilize the blade's weight for heavy swings and thrusts.
However,
But when it comes to actually cutting, nothing beats a katana's blade. Touch one of those, even by accident, and you could lose some fingers. Any weapon can be dangerous.
yeah.
Exactly. All weapons are dangerous. That's why we must never allow ourselves to be distracted by when handling them.
Alright.
Yet the blade which poses us the highest threat is not the sharp one, but the dull. You cannot have your weapon failing you right when you need it most. Caring for my weapon is an important step towards protecting myself, defeating my enemies, and achieving my goals. Perhaps it's pompous to say, but I truly love the time spent doing this, all the more so when you are here too. Ah, what a bromance. I spent some time with Stroll, owning our weapons.
The party sets off for Martira. As they watch the setting sun sink under the horizon, their gauntlet runner arrives in a land grown thick with trees. The wildlife retreats to safety before the sunlight fades, leaving only deafening silence. The anticipation that follows a journey's beginning swells in their hearts.
Oi!
Hey, have you heard? There's a bath cask on the back deck now. I've heard enough whinging about not being able to bathe, so I whipped something up. It's not elegant, but it'll do the job. No doubt it will shake too much to use while travelling, but it should be lovely to enjoy a soak when we're stopped.
Speaking of,
I've heard that in certain regions, fruits and grasses are added into bath water to relieve exhaustion and strengthen the body. Should you encounter such items, perhaps you ought to consider a purchase. Thanks to Neurus, you can now use the bath cask on the back deck. Not only can you acquire mag by using it, but you can also add various bath salts to the water to improve your abilities.
The breeze feels nice.
But
I can tell you're feeling stronger these days, but it's still too dangerous to go outside at night. Lumbee. I need to speak to Nurse. It's like a heart.
Hello.
Why, what's that look on your face? Boredom? Got nothing to do? Say, how's the search going in regard to the lost relics, I mean?
that's...
Well, we found a strange piece of junk that gives me a feeling of a relic. You intrigue me strangely, old girl. Let me take a look, would you? I handed Nurse the junk we picked up during our travels. Well, would you look at that? This certainly doesn't appear to be a natural object. Oh, this one's a bit of a trick. You've got the right to follow the steps to open it.
No way!
Wait, so there's something inside? Just a little tug here, and there we are. It's opened up.
Ta-da!
Take a look. Lost relic. I can't believe it turned out to be a proper piece of treasure.
What?
You mean it's real? We just sort of stumbled across it. Wonder if the mechanism's the same as the old codgers.
Oh,
Aha!
Eureka!
My greatest invention yet. A work of genius made manifest. Thank you, Simile.
Thank you.
One of Neura's coveted relics was found. Neurus was most grateful, and upon laying his eyes upon it, thanked me for inspiring him with the idea of an invention.
Even so.
I've got to say, finding these one after another is something else. I half wondered if it was all an elaborate prank. The old geezer was really onto something.
What?
Did he doubt his journal?
Yeah.
That old geezer certainly liked to mess about with anyone he could. Made my childhood a frightful ordeal.
Goodness.
I'll never forget, the night of my birthday, he brought me a book, called it a gift. A downright horrifying tome titled Lamentation of the Underworld or some such. He'd taken the liberty of reading it aloud when suddenly the lights went out. In the dark, he threw on a monster costume and started chasing me around. That dumb old goat. It's his fault that bright-eyed young Neurus grew up to be such a delicate and sensitive wallflower. I mean, just look at me. I don't see it.
Rather.
Anyhow, this is just one of a greater whole. The more intricate bits here, I bet my feathers that's made to interlock with a partner piece. So if you collect them all, it'll form something. Likely so, that's what the codger said. Anyway, so I haven't any idea what it makes. And if he was right, it supported an ancient civilization. One piece of superlative device that generates an immense and limitless power. Wait, limitless? How is that possible? Not even igniters can do that, can they?
Yeah.
That, my girl, is something we can only find out once we've seen the finished project, huh? So please, help me find the rest.
Right.
I'm definitely feeling motivated now. That's the spirit, I'm counting on you. Something tells me we'll have to gather up a whole lot for this.
Whoa.
I admit, it looks like junk to me. I've been a connoisseur of junk since I was a sprout. I'll have you know.
Hey,
What? What were you like as a child? Oh, I was an adorable, well-behaving boy from a prominent family. But one day the old codger, who wasn't quite so old then, beckoned me over with his finger of fate. Curiosity got the better of me, and I saw he was holding a fossil, caked in mud, alongside other bibbits and bobbits I couldn't begin to fathom. Next thing I know, I'm sneaking out of the house to dig for fossils in the cliffside with a gaffer. Naturally, my parents discovered this and had me grounded, but I wouldn't let that deter me, and one day, as I dug through the dirt, I picked up something that was clearly not a fossil at all. I read every technical book under the sun, but whatever this was eluded me.
However,
Although I did find a technical manual on gauntlet runners in my mad academic experience. Got a bit invested and then suddenly I was an engineer.
That's...
It must have been fate. Perhaps so, old thing. Everything did seem to start there. It's how I came to be the man I am today. To chase the unknown, to escape tedium, that's just the course my mind tends to chart.
Thank you.
The decision to travel with you lot, collecting relics, that too was the result of letting the heart do as it pleases.
We're in this journey together, what?
At the start of battle on the gauntlet runner deck, enemies take damage.
Speaking of...
Ah yes, about the next relic. I found a clue in the old man's journal. I've written it down in my notebook. Should be somewhere around here. Give it a gander if you
right
would.
then.
I'll be sure all ship shape and ready to go. I'm counting on you to search for another relic for me. I'll be waiting, lad.
This one's important.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
That reminds me.
We'll arrive in the Ocean City the day after tomorrow. Esme, you've erected a tent up above, haven't you? Do take care that you don't get carried off by the wind. I'm confident it will take more than that to pull the tent apart, though I suppose some caution is warranted.
Speaking of...
Worst case scenario, you've got wings, you could just fly back to us, no? My young friend, where did you hear aircraft are capable of flight? I hate to disappoint, but you'd rather more for gliding. In 2 days we'll be in Port Bralhaven. We've really gotten used to all this travelling, don't you think? Okay. Check for supplies.
All right.
There are more books now. Perhaps Esme added some to the collection. The methodologically precise handwriting leads me to believe this is Esme's. It appears to be a record of his life with his son. More tolerance. Though sparse and objective, the words still manage to vividly depict the endearing qualities of a small child. He writes of the day his son took his first steps, the first word his son spoke, the time his son nearly tripped his ears off climbing all over him, of worrying about his son not eating his vegetables, of his son refusing to stop crying at night, of being so exhausted he'd fall asleep in places without realizing it. I see, being a parent brought him lots of struggles, but even more than that, it brought him joy. A warmth arises inside of me. I feel like my tolerance has improved.
All right.
There's still more left to read of the book. I'll pick it up from here next time.
Nura speaking.
I've got something on the old girl's radar, so we'll be taking a short stop.
The city ruins come to view. This place once flourished through the excavation of magla crystals by migrant workers. The work was hard, but the miners were hardy and spirited, and the promise of riches lured many here. In its time, it may have rivaled Brylhaven. However, the promise of strong magla drew forth the humans. As tragedies climbed, it became a ghost town. Now only the threatening glimmer of the crystals remain. And with the promise of abandoned riches followed the thieves. For some reason, though, they all seem to scurry home empty-handed, gripped by fear.
City ruins. This is truly a harrowing sight. Look at all these crystals. Simply coming here is enough to wound the soul. A chill settles into my very bones as I consider what could have occurred here. Something wrong, lad? Did the gauntlet runner get the best of your stomach again?
No.
No, sorry, I was just reminded of something unpleasant.
Everything okay?
Are you okay?
Right.
Yeah, sorry to cause you any concern. I know what destroyed this village. I've no doubt about it. This is the work of a human. Indeed, the scars left upon this place differ from the traces left behind by monsters' attacks or acts of war. Right, I don't know if the magma crystals are what attracted the humans here or if the attack caused them, but my hometown will eventually... Stroll. I'll make no assumptions about what runs through your mind, but I would ask you to recall the time when we cut down the human at the castle and saved all those lives within.
That's why.
Do not allow your thoughts to dwell on negativity. The day will come when both this place and your homeland will flourish once again.
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose you are right. I feel like coming face to face with this cruel decline of the village has deepened my wisdom in its own
All
way.
right.
Hey,
Oh, my stomach sends notice that our next meal is overdue. Why don't we head back? I guess Nearest can read the room when he wants to, huh?
So,
Let's put this place behind us.
here.
By the way, I made another drawing. This picture will bring viewers no joy, but is an important sign to document nevertheless. I'll take the drawing with me to ensure I never forget what happened here.
As the sun sinks below the horizon, the Gauntlet Runner arrives in a land dense with trees. The glow of the Gauntlet Runner pierces the dark, warmly enveloping them in its light.
The day after tomorrow will be in a real maritime city. I bet we'll be able to see the ocean soon, first time for both of us.
All right then. Let's head there right away.
that...
Okay, Hulkenberg knows how to cook that. I'll go call her.
Hail!
I've considered this topic for quite a while. It's not true that meat tastes better when consumed by the mouthful rather than by a tiny, polite little bites. It is my preferred method as you can luxuriate its full texture whilst increasing one's jaw strength. The logic behind cutting meat into small pieces eludes me. I prefer only the most restrained application of seasoning as well. It is best to let the ingredients' natural flavours thrive. If animals must forfeit their lives to sate our hunger, then the least we can do to honour them is to taste the full glory of their sacrifice. I started preparing food with Hulkenberg, making sure to follow her minimalistic methods with the ingredients. We chose prime ingredients on this day. I dare say this meal will be quite exquisite when it's complete.
Good.
A pleasing aroma, is it not? That's indescribable acidity belies the dish's depth. It's so novel and unique. I've never tasted anything like this, and I may never again.
All right.
The critical meatballs are complete. An enchanting aroma, is it not? Thanks to speed cooking, I cooked without time passing. Finish the book. Esme left. Oh, yeah. Though sparse and objective, the words still manage to vividly depict the enduring qualities of a small child. This entry describes Esme and his son running through fields together on a beautiful sunny day. They can almost hear their carefree cries of laughter. At one point, Esme loses sight of his son, only to find he'd climbed a tall tree. Esme is mortified until the boy nimbly jumps down just as his father would have. I see, being a parent brought him lots of struggles, but even more than that, it brought him joy.
All right.
There's still more left of the book?
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Quite.
The salty yet strangely refreshing aroma of seawater is already upon us. At this rate we should reach Browhaven by tomorrow. Seawater? I thought so. The air feels a lot more clammy, so I assume that's what it was. And so we put the forest behind us at long last. That must mean that we're already ventured beyond where that cliff collapsed, bearing passage.
I see.
It would seem it's fixed without a trace of its ruin. And speaking of ruin, Eurus, do remember that we are relying on you for safe passage the rest of the way. Tomorrow we should be able to see the sea. Eurus said that the waters around Browhaven are kind of strange. I'm curious what he meant by that.
This is...
August sugar and briny salt.
Let's check.
Now then. What now?
Give me a fight after this. Where are you, Stroll?
All right then.
Let's go.
What is the dishwasher about?
This.
Oh, increase Max MP.
Understood.
All right then.
Let's go.
There he is.
Hey.
Hey Simile, good timing. I was about to do some maintenance on my weapons. Yes.
Now then.
Right, let's have a look at your blade then.
Now then.
Ooh, rank up.
Courage.
Courage is one of the virtues a ruler must possess. If thou aspire to true sovereignty, kindle the flame of thy courage to ignite the hearts of thy people.
Why, that's...
A conqueror needs that precious kindling with which a follower's passions may be inflamed.
Gauntlet runner
Enemies
sighted!
coming our way. Or so I thought. Looks like it's that Missy's Gauntlet Runner coming for us this time.
Hey.
Hey you lot, yeah, on the Gauntlet Runner over there. You're not coming king on my watch.
Hurry it up.
I've got short fuse, you know, and that means if you don't come out right now, kaboom. So the young missus says, I'm hoping you lot are willing to act.
Certainly.
Don't worry, we won't take this lying down. Wait, they're coming aboard at the other end? Well, now we have to accept the challenge.
It's you. So we meet again. Maybe you got the better of me last time, but you're about to get some payback.
Give me a break, lady. Ever heard of learning from your mistakes?
Sorry, but we don't intend to lose either. Ooh, big talk. Well, I'm willing to rewrite my record if that's what it takes to be queen. My people are suffering as we speak. Who's gonna save the Parapus if I don't give it all I've got? I promised them all I'd become queen. You're all decent people, got nothing against you, but I'm not holding back.
Try a bit of this! As what
Just blew. Oh wow, 600 damage.
Looks like you've gotten stronger. But so have we.
So
I need advancing!
look at his sword.
Now accept your fate.
Let's
I'll
do-
take this. Sorry.
Nothing. Why, hello
Tekken?
there, treasure.
The freedom of a wanderer.
Okay.
Looks like we can't brute force through this one.
Magic Seeker! Wind! I can't afford to hold back. No holding back! Hack and slash!
Ready to lose?
To safer ground! Oh, power of heroes! Is that all?
Going in for the kill!
That was a decent amount.
Mockingbird guard is down!
Face me! Die!
Let's buy this power!
Nothing!
I shall fight Swordmaster! The power of fire!
I stand ready. For all that we strive for!
Perhaps this suits me best. I was saving
Thanks.
this.
I'm obliged.
Helpful as ever.
Only a flesh wound. I
Mockingbird
still
badly
stand.
wounded! Someone heal her! Mockingbird in bad shape! She needs
Magic
help!
Seeker! Wind!
Mockinbird's
I
not
call
ready to
upon
give up.
royal power within!
You're a weak one. Keep it up, Stroll!
Tis not over yet. From our position,
You think yourself... Now accept your fate. Some darker arts.
That's nothing! Why are you so strong, damn you? But this is where the real fight begins. Get ready to get stomped!
I think you're the one that's gonna get stomped.
You'll
300?
feel this one. Mockinbird's badly wounded. Someone heal her. Mockinbird's in
Swordmaster!
no. Tis not over. No sense in waste. Charging in! Behold! We stand together!
You are good.
Witness our secret technique.
Let me help!
Apologies.
Nothing.
Oh
Did you
no.
finish it?
This is a joke.
Your
Mockingbird
Highness.
down. Get him back up. Is everyone
Ridiculous.
okay? You gotta heal up. Mockinbird's down.
Let's try that again.
Leave this to me. Let's have a spot of inventive ingenuity.
600.
Looks like you've gotten stronger.
Face me. I'll take... Sorry.
Why, hello there, treasure.
Let's set it up!
Tis yours.
You hit their weakness. Ready to lose? That's your opening. Last chance to give up.
Behold! We
That's
stand on you!
nothing. Ready to lose?
I'll use what I must. Die!
Why are you so strong, damn you? This is a joke.
Let's work together.
Show them our light!
Nothing. That's
I
your
call
opening.
upon royal power within!
Join with me!
All right,
Let's
go!
Oh, you
Let's
missed.
help together. This is a joke.
Ah,
Mockinbird's guard is down.
hidden arm.
Counting on you!
No. Why? Why? I trained so much for this. This isn't supposed to happen.
Should have joined me. Tekken.
A halfway decent result.
I admit, it feels good to get stronger.
Excellent. I've grown more powerful.
I'm lost!
If I could just beat you, I'd ask you to join me, but that power of yours is really something. But don't you rest easy, because I will win next time. Start preparing now, you got that? Katharina, cheer up. Who's this?
Yeah.
I saw you run, so I followed you. You're as tough as they say. Adoricus. Who do you think I am exactly? Pardon me, I know perfectly well you are the great Katharina Gran. Everyone knows here. In fact, all their hopes are pinned on you.
Oh,
Are all these people migrating to find work, even though it might kill them in the end? What other options do papyrus like us have? It might be dangerous, but you gotta break some eggs to make an omelette. Eudoricus, wait, take this and see if you can't stop everyone from leaving for now.
Hey.
Good news, you lot. Katharina has made a generous donation. Oh, thank you. Now we can eat for once.
listen to me!
Listen, everyone. I know these times are trying, but this kind of work ain't the answer. If you can hold out just a little longer, I swear, I'm going to set things right for us.
Well then.
Now, there we are. We believe in you, Katharina. I earned that money slaying a monster just a few days ago. It was meant to be the start of my royal campaign fund. It's a small price to pay for helping out my people, but it'll last them, what, a few weeks at most? They'll be heading out to find work again in no time. I just can't fathom dying to earn a living, and the fat cats are all too happy when the proprietors take them up on it.
I'll make it happen.
When I'm in charge, first thing I'm going to do is offer bounties for their bloody heads. They'll squeeze us dry, so I'll squeeze them right back. I can't help but wonder if that would solve anything. Honestly, I have no idea.
But
Even now, tons of those people aren't going to survive, and I can't tell people who aren't eating today to wait until tomorrow while I think of something. I was just lucky, you know. I had the strength to push through and survive. The truth is, most people don't have that kind of strength. They need someone to provide it for them.
that's why.
You should know better than most. Those who can act, gotta take action. If they don't, nothing in this bloody world is gonna change. They'll stay as rotten as it is. So many say there's nothing to be done, but they only say that because the proprietors are right where they want them, beneath everybody.
It just ain't right.
They couldn't have the carapace start doing well for themselves. That would shake up the shoddy ground they're standing on. They like this twisted world just as it is. Let's change things. Ourselves. That's exactly what I plan on doing, Simile. With anyone able to take the throne, now's the time to do it. Which means I just can't hand it to you either.
Thanks.
Much obliged, Simile. We may be enemies, but I like having these talks. I'm not as powerful as I need to be, but still, I reached out to the recruitment center and we should be seeing bigger rewards from bounties. Go check on it. We've got to keep taking those monsters down. We'll beat this world into peace together. I could feel Katharina's indignation towards the world's absurdities, as well as her deep faith in me.
She.
The loyal hunter Katharina, keeper and inheritor of the brawler virtues.
No.
Truth, I shared bond, a new heroic embodiment slumbering within thee has come to blossom.
Power.
Bear this new power, foster this connection, and by their strength fulfill thy destiny.
I'm not letting
The
anyone
party
die.
can now study the pugilist. You can now study the pugilist in academia. Try seeing what new powers await you. Next time I see you, I'm taking you down for sure, so don't go dying on me.
As the shadows are stretched to their limits before darkness takes them, the Gauntlet Runner arrives in a balmy wetland. Nocturnal creatures who lay dormant beneath the fens in the light rise to seek out their prey. Meanwhile, the party rests their weary souls, fatigued by the long journey, under the protection of the Gauntlet Runner.
So we'll be arriving tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of place Briarhaven is. Okay.
All right then.
Let's go. Let's check.
Got it.
Finally finished reading the book. Though sparse and he recalls the time his son came to him in tears, upset he couldn't sing a certain song well. He ended up singing other songs together through the night until falling asleep. The next morning, Hesme awoke to his son, eyes still swollen from crying the night before, singing the song he'd been trying to learn, a birthday song for his father. I see, being a parent brought him lots of struggles, but even more than that, it brought him joy. A warmth arises inside me. I feel like my tolerance has improved.
All right.
With that, I finished the book. I feel my understanding of the world has
All right.
deepened. Ooh, 8. Still no level up though. Okay, Briarhaven.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Hello? Hello, Mr. Captain. Rise and shine, what? Almost there.
Briarhaven. It's been a while.
You've been before.
My parents took me once when I was a boy. I remember the day we arrived, and waking up to the smell of the ocean. The place was crowded beyond belief. Everything was so different from our hometown in the countryside.
I felt much the same when I reached the royal capital. Quite a sight compared to my little village, with naught but fields and mountains.
To be sure. And where are you from, Hulkenberg?
You cannot guess? Surely Montario in the east. Why, the Hulkenbergs are one of that nation's most prominent aristocratic houses, if not foremost among them.
You don't say.
Well, yes. Though I've no close relationship with my parents. I've hardly seen them since I left home.
I see. Suppose we've all come a long way, haven't we?
Seems we'll make it to the exhibition just in time.
With a master at the helm, you were bound to, eh?
I really hope Joanna shows up.
We resolved to trust her. So we simply watch and wait.
Right. Everyone set and steady? Welcome, ladies and gents, to the coastal crown jewel, Port Briarhaven.
Port Briarhaven, capital of the Principality of Oceania, the western annexed state of Uchronia. A vivacious city, Briarhaven is port of call to ships of both trade and war, bustling with hardy sailors. From the natural wonders caused by Magla to the Colosseum's contests of strength, People flock here to see the marvels of a city that never sleeps. The sea guides the Gauntlet Runner into the city, alongside a warm, salty breeze.
Wow! It's the ocean! Just look! There's water all the way to the horizon! It's kind of like the capital, but totally different!
Yes. The City of Water, Brylehaven.
Sancta Cadeau, you've brought us quite a magnificent head. How do you think it'll stack up against your competitors?
With the warrior monks at my side, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. But I won't presume to know the rankings. I humbly leave it in God's hands.
Lineup's a bit conventional for my taste so far. Oh, here comes our mysterious little underdog now. Stir things up a bit here, will you?
Ah, would you look at these spectacular gauntlet runners? They must all be worthy of kings.
Looks like Luis is still the only one with a sky runner, though.
No, I'm sure those blasted clergymen have some mechanism for it too. The Sanctus Church funded the Skyrunners to begin with. If you can call that flying, of course. All just piffling about with levitation magic. Only a passing acquaintanceship to real aerodynamics. Birds have never needed magic to fly. Just the mechanical ingenuity of the feathered wing. That's the kind of breakthrough I'd like to make. You'll see, eh? One day, I'll make those wings reality, and we'll soar like birds.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good. I'll have you run in the sky with me. Mark my words.
If it isn't the pretentious little gallant and his cronies. If it isn't the walking headache. Well. No head to be seen. Weren't you talking big about chasing down that Heismay fiend?
You're referring to me, yes?
You're the man. This is a joke, is it? He's your great and terrible bounty. You know there's still time to drop out before you humiliate yourself in front of the masses.
Say what you wish. He is one of us. 'Tis not his head we are offering.
Truly? You're allied with a wanted criminal? Are you all mad? Oh, your public humiliation will be quite a sight. Come, Hector.
And that was?
A candidate and one of Luis's henchmen. We don't exactly see eye to eye.
Confound it. No damn parking spaces left. Well, let's look for somewhere a bit less unpleasantly populated.
Tomorrow is finally the exhibition to present all the heads. I really hope Joanna shows up.
You needn't all sleep here tonight, you know? I can stay and wait for the cavalry. Got to give the old girl a tune-up anyway, don't I?
'Tis much appreciated. In that case, we should look for an inn about the city. Ah, and we must sample the local delights. They've far better seafood than in the capital.
Hope it's nothing too weird.
You've nothing to fear. Truly, I find most living things are edible.
You need higher standards, lady.
If you're sure, nurse, then we'll leave it to you.
I love Hulkenberg.
I long for a proper bed.
So be it. Let's find ourselves some lodging.
Really?
We came all this way to a big city. I think we deserve a real inn.
This is a joy!
All right then.
Oh, this blooming heat.
Yeah? Hey, mister!
Hello, stop!
Say,
Just can't stand it.
All right then.
My money's on Santa Max Ford.
Hey, mister!
Oh, there it is.
Hello,
All right then.
Hey, mister! Can we talk? Hey!
Some sort of secret.
God. Really now? Oi!
Things are a bit shady down here. I wonder if he drowned. I bet a city this close to the city has a lot of accidents like this.
It's terrible.
Oh, damn.
Oh, God. Proper aces.
say.
Hello there. All right then.
My money's on Santa Max Ford.
Maybe there'll be a big upset. All right now. Got a bargain.
Ain't this a pickle?
Real cheap today.
Young man! Young man!
Ain't this a pickle?
Greetings. Well then.
The goods are cheap. Now then.
Expensive medicine.
This is on sale.
Sailor sword. Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
$52,000. Let's just go with the cheaper option.
Indeed.
Understood.
God, I've got no money left. Young man.
We've a sale go.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, that's enough spending. Spent all my money.
Young man! Young man!
Young man.
All right then.
Oh, what a pity.
Blast this heat.
Mag broker.
All right then.
Really now?
All right then. Go.
This is a joy.
Hmm.
This This is a joy!
Blooming
All right,
heat.
then.
Yeah? Hey, mister!
Hello.
Need a ride? Good choice.
Oh, I do believe I know your face from somewhere.
Huh?
Wait, you're the old man who was in the giant sandworm's stomach. Oh, none other.
How come?
Why are you here?
Truth be told.
I'd intended for that worm's belly to be my final resting place. But after running into you, young grubs, I longed to see the outside world again. I just gave the worm a little poke with magic to loosen it up. From there, why, it's no trouble at all. So you got out the same way we did. Anyway, I'm glad you're safe. But that's neither here nor there. Tell me, you haven't seen glowing beetles anywhere, have you? They're strange and wondrous insects, luminescent with the golden light of Magla. If you do have any, I'm sure I'll take them off your
Look at
hands.
this.
Yeah, we've got quite a few. I must reward you. Here, take this. Arcane Dragon Blood.
What's this?
Wow, that's incredible. Ooh, but I'm an old man with a passion for insects. You hear that familiar chitter? Collect 12 Venomwood
All
charm.
good. Hey there!
Claw breakers.
Hey there! Maybe.
Over
Understood.
25.
All right. Where to?
Oh,
All right then. This heat is such a bother. Hey, you. Huh? All right then.
Let's go!
wow, it's here.
Huh?
Really now? Well met, eh? Aha!
Say,
Look at that guy. Huh?
Whoa!
You can really see the king's face from here. I realised it was slowly moving, but its coming to Briarhaven was beyond my expectations. I wonder why it came.
yes.
I do suspect it keeps a watchful eye on the top candidates. It's evident that we're being reserved as we've been seen from the coronation rock.
Well,
Or maybe that's actually for the better. Seeing the thing in the sky might make everyone really think about the kingdom's future.
okay then.
Anyway, we better go find an inn we can stay at.
Ridiculous.
Who's this guy? Jin.
Leave it to me.
Thank you.
Ridiculous.
All right then.
What do I do?
Oh my.
Hey!
Well, you're home to stay at the inn? Sorry to disappoint you if so, because I just got tossed out on my ear by the innkeeper. Said it's already full, and the one calling itself the Come One. What? Come all in. Some joker. There's 2 other inns nearby, but I'm hardly thrilled with either option. On the other side of the fountain is the Golden Coral Pavilion, where no knobby wankers like Forden stay. A papyrus or an elder stay in there, fat bloody chance. And there's an inn past the Golden Coral, but that one's twice as pricey. Rumour says that's where you'll find Luis, naturally. Probably brought out the whole place for his rebelson crew.
I guess, but...
You think so? Guess we better avoid that one then. Not like we could afford it to begin with. As far as the other option goes, there's the Spider Den over by the tavern. There's a dodgy looking Agra standing out front, smiling all creepy like. Puts me off staying there, so I'll pass. Besides, who needs an inn when there's a tavern? From this day on, I claim it as my castle. I doubt we get much sleep in a tavern. I sure wouldn't want it anyway. Not that this Spider Down sounds much better. You were the one who gave that speech in Martyria. Guess we were both able to make it safely to Bravehaven. Were you planning on staying at this inn? Unfortunately, there aren't any beds left. Because of the exhibition, everyone's full up. And after I told myself I was going to make sure to stay somewhere nice this time too.
I see.
That's so. If this place is no good, we'll have to look for somewhere else. But wait, that gauntlet runner of yours, the one you had parked in the middle of Martyria, it had a more powerful chassis than mine. Tell me, what sort of technology does it use?
What?
What a shame. You got inside without even knowing how it worked? You Groke must have a talented engineer. You know, right, I'm a competitor too, and I'm very proud of my gauntlet runner. That means that if you're stubborn and refuse to tell me, I can make you do it by force.
Oh, this blooming heat.
Who's this?
What
Milo.
is it you require?
You there. You ever look like you look like one of my supporters, are you? Who are you again? You truly haven't heard of me. Oh, I'm shocked, and yet how lucky you are to be granted the privilege of my exquisite form for the first time.
Yeah.
Beauty as all is my creed, and more than anything, a king should be beautiful, should he not? And whichever inn I choose for my beauty rest must be worthy of resplendent grace, yes, like this Golden Coral Pavilion. Alas, I doubt you have been blessed with wealth enough to enjoy a room at such a lavish place as this. This guy's a jerk. I wouldn't want to stay at an inn full of people like him anyway. Wait, I don't know what to, but you should be check the spider's den we heard of from Loveless.
Yeah?
Where's the spider den?
What did I do?
Oh, by the hunt. Oh, on the hunt for lodging, are we? I have a spare room available. I won't refuse service to anyone, and my rooms are affordable for all. Criminals, persecuted tribes. Oh no, I wouldn't dream of turning business that way.
your stay.
Feel free to have a look at the accommodations. We can discuss payment afterwards.
Kind of
This place seems really shady. We might as well look at the room.
Well,
Wow.
should have figured they'd be out of the upper rooms with all the travellers in town.
'Tis a far cry from the runner, at least. I am full glad to stretch my legs again.
Did you see that giant bug just now? It was like the size of my head. It's gotta be poisonous.
Oh, pull yourself together. It's just a insect.
Well, listen to you. You can't have lived in a giant sandworm den and been afraid of bugs, surely.
Hence the hut.
That's why you lived in that hut.
More importantly, we must discuss tomorrow's proceedings.
Right. We meet up with Joanna, then get to the exhibition after that. Joanna will admit to the crime. The guilt of a sanctoress, especially of her status, will guilt Forden by association. That should make an impression on Louise.
Yet for all this, we need Joanna herself. Do you truly think she will join us?
We have to trust her.
She chose to offer her own head instead of the monster's. If you ask me, she'd not have done that if she didn't believe it truly was her child. At least in part. I believe she expressed genuine parental love. I want to believe that, at least.
And what if she ends up not showing up? I mean, you're the one who got the worst of all of this in the first place.
If it comes to that, you've still got my head for the dais. After all, the bounty still says I'm a kidnapper.
Balderdash will not sacrifice an innocent life for our victory. But your offer speaks highly of your spirit.
Right. We've done what we can do. All that's left is to keep our chins up and face the competition head-on.
Too early yet to retire for the night. We could drop by one of the local pubs. Listen for what perks our ears. And while we're at it, might as well sit down to a proper supper, eh? Could be my last, after all.
Oh, haha, very funny. But I guess good info is important. Let's go check it out.
What are we without beauty? What do we care for promises and speeches from repulsive mouths? Beauty is everything, and it is time our country reflected that.
Sounds like the candidates have started their speeches. Let's listen in for a bit.
With all skills and talents equal, would you see the crown atop an ugly head or a handsome one? Beauty is power. Lack one,
Is that an
you should lack
igniter?
the
Like an
other.
igniter
When I
rose?
take the throne, all the hideous will be stripped of their titles. Together, we shall build a nation ruled only by radiant, everlasting paragons of beauty.
I love you, Lord Milo! I love you forever!
Well, he has a point about what people tend to follow.
What? This really doesn't bother you? It isn't right.
You'd rather wait for a king who was always right, then?
Enough about appearance. A beautiful face cannot win wars. Without military power, the crown's voice means nothing! When I am king, I will establish a unified nation with the Rousant tribe at its head! Our tribes, our status, they mean something. You could stray from a monolith, but it will still remain. There can be no true peace without using the power we command! Hear, hear! For Rousant pride!
What pride is there in seizing power by force? Disgraceful.
When I'm queen, all the land's corrupt upper classes will be wanted men! We'll have our guillotines sharpened and our wallets open! Those who thought to tilt the world with their heavy coffers will be a head lighter! We'll split their fortunes and toast to our health!
Preach it, Katharina! You're just what this land needs!
Wouldn't the first target be the one on the throne, then?
Everyone's just shouting all their ideals out.
These candidates are all pathetic. Nobody here even compares to Lord Luis.
Luis isn't even in the running, lad. Poor Blight is afraid of losing to Sanctifex Ford.
You've got it backwards, geezer. He's just not wasting his time on these windbags.
I confess, I know not how to feel. 'Tis unprecedented. Never before have our citizens come together in the street in broad daylight and shared their true feelings on king and kingdom.
Indeed. Is this really the kind of change His Majesty wanted? Maybe I'm overthinking it.
Let's go in. If we hang around too long here, we're bound to get dragged into a nasty argument.
When I'm king, pleasures will rule the city. A bar on every block and a flagon in every hand. All you can drink, all year round.
Woo! Next round's on Loveless!
Let fools be content with their fool dreams.
Grant me the crown, and I will make our kingdom powerful beyond imagining.
Most powerful? Doesn't really mean anything, does it? Aren't you another one of Luis's flunkies, hound? Stop barking and get back to your master.
Always about that goddamn Luis. I've been in the guard just as long as he has, you swine.
Quite a lively crowd. Looks like a great many of them came all the way here to watch the competition.
That lad there, he's an elder, isn't he? Are you a candidate too?
Well, strike me down, you're right. Never seen one of you blokes before. Might be out of luck in the race, though. You'll not stand a chance.
Pay him no mind. A drunk's words weigh nothing.
Wow, there are fish swimming in front of the store.
Ah, I've heard of this. 'Tis on the customer to fish up a catch, and the chefs will prepare it for eating.
I admit, I'm curious. Shall I sing a shanty for you as you take up rod and reel, Captain?
Caught some weird looking funky fish.
Is
What
that
the?
really edible? It doesn't look quite, natural.
Natural.
By all means, let us try it.
Did she even look at it?
Why, tis delicious! The aroma of the sea simply floods the mouth. Ah, and what splendid crunch it has.
I guess I'll try a bite. I mean, they wouldn't let us fish up anything outright inedible. I hope.
At least we'll die together.
At least we'll die together.
Oh, well, I was the one who suggested fishing. Right. The noble thing to do is see it through. Ugh. It's rather slimy for my liking.
I said nothing since Hulkenberg seemed to enjoy it so much, but if you're going to eat an unknown fish, might you not at least sear it first?
'Tis fine enough without, I say.
You need way higher standards, lady.
Excuse me, friends. Don't mean to interrupt your meal. I'm Batlin, a church crier for the tournament. Maybe you remember me. Sounds like you made a hell of a splash in Martira, huh? Felling a vicious beast's one thing, but not many candidates took it figuratively.
I had to do
With a problem
something.
like that, I had to do something.
Well, the rest of the candidates had to find themselves ahead for the lineup. Rather struck me when you all broke away from the pack so soon. So, do you have a head ready?
Well, let's see. Got a head right here, I suppose.
Lips sealed, huh? Well, I'm certainly looking forward to the exhibition then. Especially considering the diversity of your little party. I've always preferred to chase an interesting lead over a sure bet. Can't help it, I'm afraid. So, I'll have a keen eye out for you, all right?
That crier's an odd one. Not really what you'd expect from a Sanctus promoter. Who is he?
Rumor has it that young candidate hasn't brought ahead. Wonder what he's playing at.
Whatever it is, he's about to get a sharp lesson in the ways of the world, poor lad.
I think he's worth keeping an eye on. Keep it under your hats, chums. But his power may rival Count Luis. I think he's just the ingredient we need to spice this
Interesting.
race up a bit.
Right. Just got back from the pub, did you?
You wound me. Nobody trusts a radical, huh? I expect you'll see for yourself.
Just changing something. And I imagine they will aim to find us in our Gauntlet Runner. Neurus ought to be there to greet them. When the day dawns, we should head to the Gauntlet Runner. Rest up for tomorrow.
Look at that.
Good night.
Rest well.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
The man's sloshed. Again.
What happened to waiting for our guests? You utter buffoon! Is this why you volunteered to stay behind?
Seems like Joanna and Barden aren't here yet.
Oh, I feared this might happen. And we've no other head to offer the judges. 'Tis a precarious position.
No. Now come.
Ah! I'm going to splash some water on my face.
What? My sincerest apologies. I wasn't expecting anyone to come in. You see,
How did you come to be here? Explain yourself!
Is something the matter, Barden?
They were here the whole time?
I'm so terribly sorry. We heard the Gauntlet Runner had a washroom, so we thought we'd freshen up a bit. I bathed first and was resting in the back room, contemplating my final day as a sanctoress.
Sir Nuris over there very decently let us in to wash up.
I couldn't stand it, old thing. Her heart would bring any right-thinking man to tears. Could have run like a bally thief in the night, but here she is, washing away her sins. It was more than a chap could bear, I say. Needed a drop of the grape and grain just to get myself through it.
The bottle's barely any emptier. Was a drop really all it took to get you drunk?
Oh, please do not blame the poor man. Talking to him has eased my heart for the trials to come. I cannot let myself betray you and regress to my vile delusions. I only sought to atone with myself before my sins are duly punished.
I understand. Thank you for coming. Then, as we agreed, please confess before the crowd when the time comes. To be honest, I'm hesitant to turn you in now you've genuinely decided to repent. I mean, we're hardly icons of virtue ourselves. In fairness, you're a woman of status, and it'll be a big crowd. We're not looking to instigate a public stoning here. You can explain yourself freely, in your own words. We can't ask anything more than that.
Thank you. Truly, I've felt so much more at peace since last we spoke. The fog has only cleared further, giving me clarity of purpose.
The fog, huh?
Thank you for everything. I do hope you win the throne.
Yes, I intend to.
Whoever the crown goes to, we're at least going to make sure it isn't used for evil.
At last, it seems our preparations are set. We need only trust that our plans will bear fruit.
Thank you all for waiting. The very first round of the tournament for the throne, the exhibition of the brave, is about to begin. Our monarchs-to-be will now present to the people the heads they seized to demonstrate their power as worthy of the throne. At a later date, when the second round is announced, the faces on the King's Rock, that is to say, the candidates with the top 20 approval ratings, will pass the first round.
20? 'Tis a great many eliminations in but one round.
I was hoping we'd at least make it through the first, but it might not be that simple.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your eyes to the lineup of all the gorgeous faces at the judges' table. Starting with His and Her Highnesses of Oceania and Montario.
Oh, it's her ladyship. Lord Montario's here too, eh? And the armor on that fellow over there? A general, is he?
And of course, we have the one, the only, the people's favorite, our guest from the Sanctus Church. Better known as the Miracle Saint, healer of all ills, presenting the lovely Lady Rella Cygnus!
Saint? Who's this? Someone fill me in. I've been literally living in a hole.
A brilliant healer. We've met, though a long time ago. Even as a student, she was already considered the kingdom's best in her field.
Looks like the crowd's on your side, milady. Can you give us a few words about what's on your mind as you take on the judge's mantle?
Well, I'm afraid you've rather got me on the spot. Hello, all. This city sure has, great seafood. And, well, sea creatures. Fascinating, aren't they? There's so much we still don't know about them. Oh, I did hear about a legend of some monster in the eastern seas of Oceania. Imagine, the mind races. I'm hoping I can investigate those sightings while I'm here.
That's just great, Lady Rella. I'll just stop you there, clock's ticking and all that. But we're thrilled you're enjoying your stay.
Sometimes I can hardly believe you're my sister. Still not much of a public speaker, are you?
So she's a saint?
Well, she seems like a nice enough lady.
We'd better stop worrying about her and focus on ourselves. I don't see Luis anywhere, but I bet he's got eyes in the crowd.
Now, the time has come. Let the exhibition of the brave begin! First up is a respected gentleman of the church. Guido, the head of the monk soldiers of the Crown Theocracy!
I've no taste for needless killing. Therefore, I chose a mark with meat, abundant and edible. After the judging, it will be served in a banquet for the poor.
A stand-up fellow, my good people! Strength and compassion in one package! He's got the crowd on his side right from the start! Now, is there anyone who can top this?
I can.
And we have a challenger! Second in line is the church's direct opposition, the spearhead of Count Luis's supporters, Gladel the Black Hound!
One look at the head and I know what you're thinking. Bit small, isn't it? Well, I can bloody well tell you I'm not like this smarmy git who fished up his dinner. I'll tell you what this is. Behold, the head of a hideous human!
Where's your proof? Yes, the young sod's right. How do we know that's really a human?
What drivel? Look at the thing! You think a normal beast could have a face like this?
Probably just made the damn thing yourself.
Oh, useless as ever. Did it never occur to him that the average citizen has never seen a human?
Now, everyone, let's have a little composure, please. Candidate Gladel, we're very much obliged. You may step down. Now, on to the next!
The size of that thing. Is that the monster of the Eastern Sea?
Someone took the beastie down. Who did the deed?
I'd heard tell of a monster tormenting the people of this beautiful port city. I could do no less than grant them respite from their suffering. Such is the duty of those with power.
Who expected anything less? His Eminence Forden is simply in another class. Suddenly, the critics have all gone quiet. All I hear is gratitude.
Forden's trophy is more impressive than I expected. How are we going to make a stronger impression than that?
It'll be fine. If he'd gone after us, the reaction would mean we'd have been written off no matter what we presented. Let's count ourselves lucky and trust in our strategy.
Now, no dirty looks, you lot. Next is the Pagan Assassin's Prize. Let's see what head we've got now. Thank you, Candidate Julian, for that helpful, exhaustive, and I think exhausting explanation. Whew. Now, we've had quite a succession up here, but our last is coming up now. This should wrap up our show. Now, if the last candidate, the Elden Boy, would please join us on the stage.
Where's their head?
pardon, madam, but would you happen to be the Lady of Martira? Joanna, the Sanctoress?
Indeed. The head they've brought is mine.
The impudence. You dare offer an honored lady of the church before these judges? This is not to be borne.
I've got something to say to you too. That you chief there. Isn't that Heismay? The same damn criminal you were supposed to be chasing?
That's the infamous Heismay. You chief of all things.
This. After we saved your hide on the road.
Silence! He may be a former knight, but now he's a heinous criminal who stooped to kidnapping. Anyone who claims themselves his ally should be disqualified on the spot.
Please, wait. I have something I must confess to you all. You speak of the kidnappings that terrorized my home, Martira. I am here to confess that the true culprit behind those atrocities was me. I was the caretaker of a hideous human in the basement of my castle. And to feed it, I abducted the innocent people of my own city.
What? Absurd! Speak sense, woman!
Master Heismay is innocent in all this. He was framed for crimes performed by my hand and in my name.
And I, Barden, Captain of Martira's Guard Corps, stand to vouch for all that she said.
Just so. It was this young candidate who killed that human, cleared me of the false charges, and dispelled the shadow over Martira.
Thus, here I stand. My head is his to offer.
Well, that's quite a turn of events. We have our head, ladies and gentlemen, and it's unlike any we've seen yet.
How is this believable? She's an imposter. She's got to be.
Of course. That, or they're putting words in the poor woman's mouth. A Sanctoress would never.
What will His Eminence Forden do?
The Honorable Master Godot should know whether I and my words can be trusted.
'Tis true to the last word, isn't it?
Yes, Your Eminence. Without question.
Young candidate, you have done well to bring about her repentance. Now, justice must be rendered.
What? Right here and now?
Your Eminence, a moment!
Thank you for your concern. But I have no objections. For a sinner like me, to confess the truth to the people has already been more than I deserve. O new king, it is my hope that you will rid the world of its twisted prejudices and common cruelties. Please, lead this country armed with the truth.
I will. I promise.
Well, folks, sometimes that's just how the curtain falls. If Sanctifex Forden turned in the biggest head, then our dark horse here has certainly turned in the heaviest. What an upset, ladies and gents! Who could see this coming?
Those crazy kids have done it again.
What a show!
After the events of the exhibition, many people seem to have taken notice of me. I hope this eventually leads to saving the prince. Still not in the top 20 though.
Barden just departed, wishing everyone well. I suppose he aims to reach Martira before Joanna's confession does.
And Forden himself. I hardly expected the man to make himself so visible.
Likely his attempt at redirection. Keeps the blame from falling on him and the church. Can't say it didn't work, I suppose. I'm certainly not blameless in this either. It was my suggestion to make an impression by foregoing the pursuit of a monster's head in favor of a person's.
I guess, but...
Nevertheless, the Lady Joanna entrusted her final wishes to us, and we mustn't betray them. It's all we can do, really.
Not bad, pups. We were passing on the course of a human hunt. You gave a most distinctive showing.
I suppose you're worth introducing ourselves to. I'm Fidelio, that's Basilio. Luis's right-hand men, see?
And now you walk with a Ujif at your side. Each ally of a different tribe. Fascinating.
Better to have dependable friends than familiar ones. Something we've got in common.
Not only did you expose a failing of the Sanctus Church, but you dared to bring her alive so Forden himself could do the grisly part before all his flock.
That was not our intent.
Oh, same idea, yeah? A real person's head gets more eyes on you than some decapitated beast. And now, you're the names on everyone's lips, aren't you?
No. We only read it wrong.
And you weren't afraid to make an enemy of the church to do it. It's quite a feat for a no-name candidate to so deftly rub Forden's face in the dirt. A wake-up call, I'm sure, for those who only know his honeyed words.
Oh, Lord Luis, we really should be going.
Relax. They're in the middle of a conversation.
I like a show of strength as much as the next girl, but I do so hate violent spectacles. A view from the sky sounds so much more enchanting, don't you think?
So this is what's become of Luis. There was something eerie to him even as a lad, but I'd never expected him to reach such heights.
Do you suppose we have his attention?
Last time he told us we had to demonstrate our power first. I'd like to think that if he went out of his way to talk to us, that's something we earned.
Oh, loves, I've got a message from Count Luis. He says he'll be sending a messenger along soon, so stay in the city, would you? And I have to say, I might not want to let you out of my sight either.
Hello.
Master Luis.
I'm climbing the
Master
ranks
Luis
of
was just
the
here. What happened?
superstars as well, I
Well,
guess.
he just left. You weren't told?
We'd better be getting back as well.
Damn it. What's so special about those fools?
Luis is having a go for Popeye, eh? Are you officially all flunkies in arms now, then?
It might be a trap. Don't get cold feet now. We knew going in that any plan to win his favor would be dangerous.
We have finally taken the first step in saving His Highness the Prince. If we can get the formula, then we yet have a chance of lifting the curse.
How fares His Highness, anyway? He still fights?
I took a look in the Farsight mirror a while ago. He's still asleep. But nothing's changed about his condition.
And do we know where this formula is?
No, but he's bound to keep it somewhere secret if it's evidence linking him to the assassination. Still, a formula would be useless unless it's within arm's reach for emergencies.
If it's something he'd keep close, then...
Would he keep it in his pocket?
I doubt it. I mean, what if it slipped out? Maybe somewhere less precarious. Like in his gauntlet runner?
Do you really suppose it would be in the runner he uses even today? The incident was near a decade ago.
It's as good a chance as any. Getting inside would be a pain for anyone else, including us.
He said he would send a messenger. Perhaps it would be wise to wait until we've heard his missive.
Good point. Let's just wait for word then.
Joanna! A backwater sanctuaress denies me my moment of triumph! She defiles the very church itself. Oh, and naturally it was an elder of all people who stood her before me. Will that benighted tribe never stop dogging my heels?
An idea.
I wonder what he's he
for the tournament's next
killed them or
challenge,
something.
Let us center the competition on a show of piety. Make them prove their Sanctus faith. After all, Sanctism is the state religion. It would be the barest of leaps to suggest that loyalty to the church is loyalty to the state.
I assume you have a plan?
Altaberry's our next destination. The very seat of the faith outside the capital. I thought we might propose another hunt. This time for relics.
Ah, the so-called divine relics. Those false idols the pagans consider relics of their gods.
What need does the world have for gods beyond ours? Soon, they will talk of nothing but how to win the Sanctus Church's favor. Your Eminence's influence would be sure to reach even greater heights.
And in the pagan lands, the greedier candidates will plunder and pillage for idols as they see fit. Fine footholds for our missionaries, all without getting our hands dirty. The collection of divine relics should be a spectacle held on Saint's Day. Our divine right will be undeniable. Once I take the throne, I will re-establish that these relics originally belonged to the Sanctus Church, and that they were ransacked from us in the course of history.
Your Eminence, on that day, I should be grateful to be honored with a proper title.
Say no more. A concession only fair for the right hand of the Sanctifex.
Ever at your service. You do not bow your head.
Oh, humblest apologies.
What troubles you, my child?
Well, my concern would be about the risks involved. Some theories suggest even the royal scepter was originally one of these relics. In the unlikely event that a divine relic were to be found to nullify the king's magic...
If such a relic existed, it would have been found long ago. You burden yourself with such fears. All you need to do is be a good saint. Smile, wave, and bless.
Rella, you are to return to the royal capital and gather the people under my banner.
Understood.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king.
It's interesting that the two sisters are separate sides, and they look so different. I guess because she's a pop star, she's like modified her appearance maybe to hide her wings and stuff.
Left a letter for you last night. Said he was Louis's man. Night Prowler today. Come. Bit curt if I'm honest. Hardly diplomatic. Seems like this Night Prowler place is some sort of pub or club. But do you know where it is?
On the city's outskirts. Seemed fairly dingy to my eyes. I can't imagine Luis at a haunt like that.
You think it's a trap? Maybe he's caught on to us?
If he wanted to trap us, I doubt he would make it so obvious. Though that doesn't guarantee our safety there, of course.
We have little other option but to show up.
I'll hang about in the runner. Keep myself busy with tinkering. But let me know if you talk yourself onto Luis's craft, eh?
Right then. Let's be off to this Night Prowler.
The Night Prowler,
Let's
huh?
hurry.
This place should be on the edge of town, I've heard. The ferryman should know how to get there.
All right then.
Do I do this? Yes. I'll finish the
Alright then. Well met, eh? Huh. Hang on. That's the one from the exhibition.
finish this for now.
Oi! Right
Oh
then.
no.
Follower. Need a ride?
The night crawler.
Alright then.
Okay, so it's this little... What's all this writing? Are these parapets or is she a glamour? Hello. Ah.
Well, look who it is. Appreciate you coming out.
So it was you two.
The
You
Northerners.
expected us to roll out the red carpet right into our headquarters. Consider this a pre-show. Still, you really are just a kid, aren't you?
And you're one to talk?
I wouldn't go having a laugh at my big brother's expense.
Big?
That's when I get to step in, make some points for my own life.
You are brothers. And he is the elder?
And here I thought the Magnus brothers' name was making the rounds. Shame that. It's fine. First offense and all won't kill you yet. Besides, Lord Luis has taken quite a shine to you lot. Before we let you see him, I have a question. I want you to think long and hard before you answer, right? What kind of king are you selling yourself to be exactly? Go on, let's have the pitch.
I'd treat all tribes equally. Just like Lord Luis.
Alright, a bit
no.
much, ease off. You know there's a big difference between meritocracy and equality. You're not doing yourself any favors here, are you?
Let's drop the pretenses, shall we? We were all about impressing Luis, and we've done that. You're all about results, aren't you?
You'll answer the question from me too. Why do you want to serve Master Luis? No lies now.
I'm in love with Juna.
I'm actually in love with Lady Juna.
Well, my condolences.
Out of your league, chum.
I dare
Oh,
say
you-
you both speak from the sting of experience.
And you speak like
We
a
can
man with a
bond.
death wish. Whatever. You got some brass to you, I'll give you that much. Already got more accomplished than that Gladel ever did. You seem like the types to make yourselves useful.
Not many get Ardel's blessing. It's worth celebrating that. For now. You're in.
Someone like you should already know what it's like. The minority tribes face walls and barriers everywhere they look in society. Our greatest hope rides with Master Luis. We'll do whatever it takes to make him king, and starting today, so will you. Come on then. Master Luis is waiting for you inside his gauntlet runner, the Caradrius.
And no funny business up there, yeah? Nothing gets past the King's magic, and Lord Luis is one of the top candidates. We've captured some, what, 10 odd assassins now? Lord Luis uses them for magic experiments and, well, you know how that ends.
Why do they call him Luis instead of Louis?
We finally have access to Luis's headquarters.
It's a valuable opportunity. Ideally, while most of our group is meeting with Luis, someone else can do a quick search inside.
Look at the fairy.
Wait, me?
There's no one more suitable. Anyone else, and he'd question their absence.
You're putting a solo infiltration on my tiny shoulders? But fine, I'll do it.
Once we're in the Skyrunner, we'll assess the situation, then deal with our own tasks.
Where?
It's already sunset. The time flies so fast. Louise, gauntlet runner, the Charadrius. Hello there.
Incredible.
It's huge. Wow, it didn't really hit me until we got right up close, but this runner really is huge.
Hey!
Oi, over here. Keep your heads up the clouds, will ya?
Sam!
You bumpkins can fawn over the Charybdis all you want later. We won't be flying for a good while anyway, what with this sorry and all. Sorry? What's that? Hey, Bass, how about you don't go tell them anything they don't need to know? We aren't officially friends yet. Now, follow me. I'll give you the grand tour.
Got it.
Oh, and a friendly warning. Be on your best behaviour. You try anything clever, you're dead on the spot. Make a rude comment to Lord Luis, dead on the spot. Got it? Not shy about making threats. We'll stay on the good side, okay?
Seriously.
Let's not test his patience then, eh? Lord Lewis is in the reception room and you don't want to keep him waiting.
We're off. Check this out.
Why is this like a dungeon? I'm gonna save. And I think call it that for now.